Hey everybody, my name is Jiba, and I am making this video because I wanted to make a live on Facebook and Instagram. I don't even know, last week, but the way my life is set up, right? Yeah. And on this rare occasion where I have maybe 10 minutes before my next meeting, I'm in the car without any kids, I figure, I can still talk about what I wanted to talk about without doing a long live. So, if you don't know, my name is Jiba Torado, and it's funny to even say this, but as I was thinking about doing the live and not being able to do the live, I said, man, I am solution minded. Come on, let's just go ahead and do a video. So I love how that works out. And the thing that I wanted to talk about in the video or in the live is this whole concept of grief in the midst of growth, right? And just the grief that happens in growth. A lot of times we talk about grief from a place of death, talk about grief from a place of separation, when you have, something that dies, physical death of a person, but also relationships that die, and, or relocation, right? Like people kind of grieve sometimes when they are in a new place or, having to change jobs, things of that nature. You can be grieved by the state of politics, economics, I don't know, whatever. But I was experiencing some feelings a month ago, and I just couldn't put my fingers on it until I ran across this quote that said that no one warns you the amount of mourning that actually goes in with growth. And I was like, that's it. That is it. We talk a lot about grief when it's things that, are kind of like heartaches or, those kind of things that I mentioned before. But we don't really talk a lot about the grief that happens as you are growing. And we celebrate growth. We celebrate promotions. We celebrate people becoming healthier. We celebrate people becoming, being in this place where maybe they were going one way and now they're going a better way, whatever. Like, we celebrate those things, but don't realize that there is a level of grief that can happen in the midst of growth. And for me, it was getting to a place where I realized that I had outgrown some people and some preferences and some places. And while I was excited about recognizing the unhealthiness of those relationships or those preferences and applauding my growth, a part of me grieved because there had to be an acknowledgement of the fact that those relationships were no longer going to be the same. Those places were no longer going to be places that I frequent. And those ideology were ones that I once held. And it's a little bit difficult, right? Just sometimes just even realizing, man, I was unhealthy, or man, I've really grown and I see that growth. But there's a little bit of a sadness almost that can kind of happen, especially when you are dealing with people. And so I thought about this scripture that, in Proverbs 14, 13, it says, even in laughter, the heart may be in pain, and the end of joy may be grief. And I think it's just this whole idea of the duality of emotions that we can have. For whatever reason, we think that joy and grief can't coexist. Or how it says here, the laughter and the pain at the same time. And so I just, that really struck a chord with me. And I don't know what you guys are experiencing, what you're going through, but I want to encourage somebody that it's okay. Like, it's okay for you to be in a season or be in a place or have a moment where you recognize that there are things that are happening in your life and you are growing. And at the same time, that growth can also cause you a little bit of grief. Man, I cannot speak English today. My goodness, this is what happened when you are multilingual and have 500 things running through your head. So anyways, be free to feel the feels, be free to accept that you are grieving relationships that used to be and aren't. Be free to grieve that, whatever ideology or preferences that you once had, you no longer have. And then celebrate the growth. I think those two things don't have to be mutually exclusive. And I'm excited because I walked somebody else through the process or through this same conversation as I through my mentoring, Fruitful Foliage. And it was really cool to be able to see her finally have language for what it is that she was experiencing. So just thought I would share that with the peeps on the social media. And anyways, if you want to find me, y'all can go to www.jibatorado.com and hopefully, maybe link up with me on the podcast, Instagram, whatever. But I'm excited to just be able to continue to walk people right through this journey of life, and just equipping women specifically with the mentorship, but also the whole idea of consulting with time management, because literally that is my life. Just managing the things that are on my plate with 24 hours, right? So anyways, just wanted to hop on. If you made it this far, thanks for being here, and I will talk to you soon.